It was a journey that started with local admiration and led to world fame and respect. It was a journey that began in the Jamestown section of Accra, known as Bukum, and took a young Ghanaian athlete around the world. It was a journey that lasted over 2 decades and turned an unknown, aspiring man into an internationally known star. A man now ranked among the top 100 boxers of the past century, and who in 2004 became the first African to be inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame. Azumah, the Professor Nelson, was one of the most exciting boxers in the world during the 1980s and 90s, and is still regarded by many experts as the best ever boxer to come out of Africa. Bukum is one of the most densely populated suburbs in Accra, Ghana. Its inhabitants are mostly fishermen, fishmongers and petty traders. Azumah was born on July the 19th, 1958 in Accra, Ghana. His father, Emmanuel Taylor Nelson, was a tailor, and his mother, Madam Comfort Ache Kwako, was a fishmonger and petty trader. Growing up in a tough neighbourhood, Azumah grew up with boxing coursing through his veins. In those early days, it was a means of protection and self-preservation. It was also a means to protect those who were weaker and smaller than him, who could not protect themselves. In Bukum, kids were allowed to fight so long as there was never any weapons used. With a reputation that preceded them, kids from other parts of town didn't mess with the kids from Bukum.
My father loved boxing and he wanted to be a boxer, but my grandfather didn't allow him to be a boxer. He took me to boxing a couple of times.
Azumah dreamed about becoming a boxer and was captivated by the sport. He boasted to his father that he could beat the local boxers right there and right then, based on his experience as a fighter on the streets.
Putting pressure on my father, I want to be a boxer, take me somewhere. One day I was in my mother's family house and a trainer with a small boy, like 6 years. I asked the coach that, is this boy a boxer? He said yes. And I said, but I can beat him. And he said, no, you can't beat him. I said, okay, then let's fight. And he said, no, I should come to the gym. So the following day I went to the gym with my friends. Coach, I'm here. So I said, okay. So he went and put the gloves on us, and they took us into the, we don't have ring then, they just put some line, 4 square line, and then we start fighting. And the guy beat me.
Though his father never realised his son's passion to become a boxer, with a faith in God and a determination to succeed, Azumah evolved from a disorderly street fighter to a disciplined boxer. He was able to believe that he could compete against the highest level. His humility and humbleness paved the way for him to join some renowned boxing clubs in Accra.
Akutuku Academy was a club that was formed by the late Atukwe Clottey, and that is where this young, very anxious to prove how good he was. This is where this young man was taken.
I've been saying that Atukwe Clottey is the best coach in the world because he trained the first world champion. It's called Dike Poison. He trained him to become a world champion. He trained me to become a world champion. And trained some of the champions. Kote, Nana Kunedu, he trained all these people to become a world champion. So you can see. He's not training one person to become a world champion and they say, oh, it's a lucky something.
Yeah.
It tells you the experience that they have. And if these coaches can have that experience, I'm telling you, only boxing can make this country great.
Azumah blossomed under Clottey and compiled a fine amateur record of 50 wins and 2 losses, including the 1978 Commonwealth Gold Medal at Edmonton, Canada. Azumah's exploits and high prospect he offered as a member of the national boxing team gained the recognition of former head of state and later president of Ghana, Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, who personally managed the team and funded them out of his own pocket. At the end of 1979, he beat Billy Kwame in Accra by a decision in 8 rounds. In early 1980, he knocked out Henry Sadler in the 9th to win the Ghanaian featherweight title. At the end of 1980, he knocked out Joe Skipper in round 10 to add the African continent's belt to his Ghanaian regional championship. In his first fight abroad, held in Togo in 1981, he beat Buzu Aziza. He then flew to the United States and in his first fight in California beat Miguel Ruiz.
Brian Roberts, the young Aboriginal boxer, and he went over and he fought Azumah over in Ghana for the Commonwealth title. And as I say, very, very talented kid, and I think he got stopped around about the 9th round, but I remember him coming back and telling me how good this bloke was, and I remember the name, very unusual name, Azumah Nelson, and yeah, so I was well aware of it.
Despite all his early success and remaining undefeated in his first 13 professional fights, Azumah was still virtually unknown outside of Ghana. But all of that was about to change. Hall of Fame promoter Mickey Duff asked if Azumah wanted to step in as a last-minute replacement to take on WBC featherweight champion Salvador Sanchez.
Sanchez is a great champion and have a lot of experience. He's supposed to fight somebody, and 2 weeks to the fight, the opponent pull out. They're looking for somebody to fight him, and they called me in 2 weeks, and they asked me whether I can fight. I said, of course, yes. And then we went, and when we start training, the people there told Sanchez that I'm very strong. I don't have much experience, and they told Don King that, hey, the guy's too strong. So Don King gave me Salvador Sanchez sparring partner to come and spar with me. And then when he came and spar with me, the guy realized that I'm too strong. So he went and told Salvador Sanchez. Salvador Sanchez said that, oh, African boxer is not a problem, you know. And then Don King said to Mickey Duff. Mickey Duff is the one who brought me to America to fight Salvador Sanchez. And he said, hey, why do you brought somebody like this for Salvador Sanchez? Because they said I'm too strong. So the guy said, okay, no problem, don't worry, I know what I'll do. So I'm sorry, the day for the fight, I couldn't find my mouthpiece, you know, and we went to the market and we bought one from the store. I put it in the hot water and I tried to fix it in my mouth, and it was too big, so I cut it with a blade because we have no time. Because the mouth is scissored and rough, the 6th round Sanchez hit me with the left hook, and it fall on the mouthpiece, and then I have a big cut, you know, in the 6th round. But I keep going, you know, until I know I'm winning. I have to knock him out before I win. So I force myself, and the training is not enough for the forcing, you know, for the pressure that I'm putting on him.
And he got his mouth open, so you know it's possible that he can have his jaw broken. That's right. He's hurt again, but he's still fighting.
So I got tired in the 15 rounds. My leg was wobbling, and I couldn't even stand on my feet, but I'm still fighting.
Even though he lost the fight by a technical knockout in round 15, Azumah's stock as a boxer rose after that fight, and he established himself as a deserving leading contender in the eyes of many fans. This legendary clash was sadly to be Sanchez's last appearance in the ring. He passed away almost 2 months after the fight, following a car accident in Mexico City. In his next fight, Azumah knocked out fellow contender Irving Mitchell in 8 rounds. Azumah proceeded to win all 4 of his other fights in 1983. He began 1984 by winning on decision against Hector Cortez on March the 9th in Las Vegas.
There's a good combination by Nelson, and that forces Cortez to hang on here.
Step back and hold him.
5 years after he had first left Ghana to fight abroad, he reached the summit on his journey when he seized the opportunity to become a world champion.
Duncan knew that with Azumah's capability at that time, he could possibly beat Gomez. And if he beat Gomez in Puerto Rico, there's going to be some kind of riot. So Duncan gave us 2 of his bodyguards to go with us to Puerto Rico. And sure enough, in Puerto Rico, it was like about 40 to 50,000 live audience who came to watch Gomez and Azumah.
Empezando a soltar las manos el puertorriqueño.
He was going. I knew he was going, and I couldn't restrain myself. I had my tiny flag in my hand. I got up. And the 10th round, in the interval, I went to the close enough and I said, Chile ovation. Chile means pushing him, push him down. But we use it here, not necessarily to mean push him down, but just to mean, lay him cold.
The 11th round, my minister of sports came to the corner and he said, push him down. He said, push him down.
Nelson has proven to be a very effective defensive fighter tonight.
So I went there with the idea that I'm going to knock him out. In the press conference, he said, he knows that the Ghanaians are hungry people, and after the fight with me, I'll be more hungry. Amaka Matefu, the minister of sport, then he went with me, and he heard it and he said, do you hear what the champion said? I said, don't worry, he'll pay for it.
For that particular fight, we were interviewed on GTV. I promised the whole nation that if Azumah didn't bring the title to Ghana, I will go into exile in Puerto Rico. That's how much Azumah makes you confident.
Guy, he knows my capability, what I can do, So tell everybody that if I cannot win this fight, then he'll go to exile. I said, no, you can't go to exile because I'm going to knock him out.
there was no point in counting. He was as good as dead. So I couldn't wait for any referee to do anything. I just jumped into the ring. Jump into the ring, carried him. I didn't know I was that strong at that time, having traveled so many miles.
And came in and raised me up. So that's the first time we took the title. We became a featherweight champion.
It was at this point in his career that he earned the nickname, the Terrible Warrior. Azumah did not fight for 9 months after the Gomez bout, but when he returned, he retained the title in Miami with a fifth-round knockout of Chilean Juvenal Ordonez in September 1985. In October 1985, he defended his title again with a first-round knockout of Briton Pat Cowdell in Birmingham, England.
I trained for him that I know he's going to run away from me, so I trained to chase him, and get him in the corner, and some couple rounds I'll knock him out. But when we enter the ring and the bell go on to fight, the guy just came straight to me. And I said in my mind, no. You're making a big mistake for coming to me like that, because I'll knock you out. You're making a big mistake. And he's throwing the punches and I dodge and that.
The Cowdell knockout has become a particular favourite in highlight film clips.
I remember telling the fans that they should come to the fight early because we're going to finish the fight early. But as you know, as a black man says something, they don't believe him, until they see it by their own side, with their eyes.
Cowdell was left frozen on the canvas by Azumah's knockout punch.
I got him with a left up hook uppercut combination, and he went down. And he couldn't wake up. Before he realized he was down and he started crying.
He's not getting up.
Everybody was surprised because he took Sanchez to 15 rounds and he lost on points. So it's going to get me easier. I said, this guy is crazy. How can you fight me and thinking that I'm easy opponent?
In 1986, he retained his title on 2 more occasions. The first by beating future world champion, Mexican Marcos Villasana.
Mexicans are strong and they can take the punches. If you show signs that you are feeling the punches, you're giving him more strength to come, knock you out and throw more punches. When you drop it, you have to know that you have dropped your guard because your chin is where the power is. When they hit you, you go down straight, boom. So when you drop your guard, you're telling him that, hey, I have dropped my guard, come and hit. So as soon as he sees the chance, the opportunity is coming to take, and before he realizes, you can't tackle. The promoter gave that name, that Fight for Life, because he knew Villasana is a tough guy, knew I'm a tough guy, so whoever wins, the life will be changed. I think that's why I named the Fight for Life.
He then fought WBA World Featherweight Champion Barry McGuigan's challenger Danilo Cabrera in Puerto Rico. He defeated him with a knockout punch in round 10.
Taking a pounding. Nelson screaming, Nelson's corner screaming for them to stop it. I agree, there's no point continuing. But Torres has got more guts apparently than everybody said. And Nelson with the right hand and then the left, putting Cabrera away.
You
única cualidad era realmente su pegada, pero el peleador de la elegancia de Patrick, pues no pudo hacer nada. Por eso fue ya historia. Aquí viene esa derecha bárbara. En la pisada de Betillo segundo se cae a la lona.
In 1987, Azumah retained his world title with wins against Mauro Gutierrez, knocking him out in round 6, and in a rematch with Villasana, where he once again won by decision.
Azumah Nelson.
When I enter the ring, I see Ghana. I see Ghana. I see the people. I see my fans. I see the people who are cheering me. And it makes me more strong.
He had a very good strategy of soaking the pressure and then fighting back. That was both fights were tough fights. The two Villasana fights.
Azumah Nelson. Y vuelve Villasana otra vez, conecta bien. Por cañonazo de derecha. Y luego en la izquierda, pero Nelson.
After this fight with Villasana, Azumah relinquished the WBC's world featherweight title.
I think I wanted to move up to the super featherweight, and I relinquished it. Because I want Villasana to be a champion. I told everybody that if I'm not there, Villasana will be a champion. And when I left it, he became a champion. And I'm happy for him.
See super featherweight crowd.
To attain the vacant WBC World Super Featherweight title, Azumah began 1988 by fighting former Julio Cesar Chavez rival Mario Martinez, another Mexican.
I call him my friend now. He wasn't your friend in the ring? No, sir. Hope the dog run.
Oh, great right hand. Staggered Nelson. Came over the top. Tried it again. Missed.
On February the 29th at Los Angeles, he beat Martinez by decision in 12 rounds to become the World Junior Lightweight Champion.
Here we go to the final of both. They've each had a
Judge Rudy Ortega scores about 115-113 in favor of the winner and new WBC Super Featherweight Champion, Azumah Nelson.
The crowd was displeased with the result, believing that Azumah did not deserve to win. Unfazed, Azumah offered Martinez a rematch fight.
Featherweight champion, Azumah Nelson.
People on him didn't believe I've won the fight, they think, because they are Mexicans and they hear the noise backing him, and the way they shout for him, they think he won the fight. And they didn't do well, they steal him. I said, no. They think they cheat him. I said, no problem. This is Azumah Nelson. You want the rematch, I give it to you. Now, if you say you have beat me, okay, come for the rematch and prove yourself that yes, you have won the fight.
Ticket television.
As the new champion, Azumah defended his title by knocking out former world champion Lupe Suarez in round 9.
Suarez back into the ropes. Now misses the next two. Real battle here at the Trump Plaza. Azumah Nelson defending his title for the first time at 130 pounds against Lupe Suarez.
Timmy Azumah
down. Nelson in the opening seconds of the 9th round. Suarez struggles to his feet. He's still in big difficulty.
Tim, now we'll see if that experience of Suarez, the fact
that that's it.
And he stops the fight.
Azumah then, with a knockout punch in round 3, beat Sidney Del Revere.
Que tiran más golpes que este hombre que se va a la lona con esa derecha volada de aquí un poco de arriba abajo y vuelve a golpear la lona con la derecha. Sidney Del Revere que se va desfallecido a la zona de cuerdas. El referee dice.
He continued his streak in 1989 by beating Martinez in their promised rematch, this time knocking him out in round 12 to ensure that there was no doubt the second time around.
It's up to 7. He has to take the standing 8 count. So Martinez is down for the first time in the fight, and Nelson coming in and would like to put him down again. However, Mario Martinez showing the courage of the challenge that he's made throughout the...
I give him the rematch, and I knock him out. I think in the 12 rounds. Yes. And then he shook me and said, you're a real champion.
Padilla, and in spite of the fact it was one of those flash knockdowns, Mario Martinez, oh, he's hit now. He's hurt bad. And it's a good thing that Carlos Padilla stopped in because Mario Martinez is out on his feet.
Azuma's next fight with Jim McDonnell at the end of 1989 was considered one of the greatest fights of the year by many boxing magazines.
That was a good right hand which went over from Azumah Nelson there.
He fought very well, but I put pressure on him, you know. And when I start putting the pressure, he's getting tired, you know. And I know I have to put the pressure on him and get tired and knock him out.
Well, you might possibly question his tactics, but you cannot question his bravery. A left hook, and he's down.
McDonnell too was a very good fighter. He gave Azumah, you know, fight for his money.
Ringside doctor, having a look at it. This would be tragic. You can see how bad it is.
The fight was ruthless as McDonnell suffered several knockdowns before referee Joe Cortez stopped the fight.
McDonnell's features twisted now.
I believe from like 9th round he's tied and the referee's supposed to stop the fight. But I don't know the reason why the referee don't stop the fight. But I believe that because the referee wants him to finish the fight and then give him the points, you know. So at a certain time, I'm telling the referee to stop the fight because the guy is suffering. You know? And boxing is, you know, you fight today and fight tomorrow too. You know, it's not one day thing. You know, if the guy cannot continue, stop it and let the guy prepare another time to count.
No, he beats the count. He's up at 9. And down again. And that's it. For the second time.
McDonnell was widely praised by critics for his stand and bravery against Nelson. In 1990, Azumah decided to move up another weight and try to claim a third world title in 3 different weight divisions. A win would put him in elite company. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker stood between him and not only the World Lightweight Championship belt, but a piece of boxing history. On this occasion, it was not to be for Azumah.
He's way too long to give this a tag off.
My wife wasn't passed away at that time. She was in the hospital. They called me, I think, like 3 days to the fight. They called me that my wife was in a dangerous situation, you know, and it confuses me, you know. And I can't even think about anything but my wife, you know. And I went to the ring and I just entered the ring I don't even know what I'm doing, you know.
He took a point from Whitaker. Trying to run that clock down. Pernell Whitaker is. That's all he has to do right now. Use those legs. Use that ring. Hands up.
We finished the fight on points and he won the point. He won the fight. I know he won the fight because I don't do anything. It's like I'm not sick, but there's a problem. Maybe I think if I enter the ring, things can change. But if nothing changes, it's okay. Maybe another time next time, another luck next time.
Champion of the world, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker.
The guy said, no, he's not going to fight me the second time.
116 to 114 and 115 to 113.
Realizes that he's got about a minute to get a miracle punch off.
After his loss, the Terrible Warrior travelled to Australia to try to reclaim his junior lightweight title against Juan Laporte. He beat Laporte by a decision in 12 and was once again the world junior lightweight champion.
When he wants to dance around and buckle around, he's a very hard man to know.
Lo va a buscar Mustafa, vamos. No hay actividad todavía en el campeón.
In 1991, he had only 2 fights. First up in Spain, he beat Daniel Mustafa by a knockout in round 4 of a non-title bout.
Va a llegar la campana que marca el final del tercer y el cuarto round. El árbitro es Manuel Laporte de España. Está peleando a Azumah Nelson, que salió con todo y metió una mano durísima. Una mano durísima, lo sacudió, lo hizo flamear.
On the 28th of June in Las Vegas, Azumah faced triple world champion Jeff Fenech and retained his title with a controversial draw over 12 rounds.
They're trading heavy body blows right now. Hard shot by Azumah Nelson. Made Fenech wave in the breeze. A right by Nelson that tagged Fenech in the head. No question about it. He felt that. He felt that all the way down to his legs. Did Fenech.
No, not at all. No, never worried about cuts.
1 week for the fight, and I had the malaria. So I went to the hospital, and they kept me there for like 24 hours, you know, with some drips. And then I came back.
Then Fenech once again. Fenech continues to press the attack. Big turnaround round here for Jeff Fenech of Australia. Display of guts on the part of both men. Watch your head, guys.
A fighter will always come up with an excuse from a defeat. He may have, he may not have, I don't know, but...
Fenech landing 2-3-1 and impressing the judges. He's on the offense, but look at this. Oh, Nelson. He turns him around.
I believe that I can beat him because I have to use my experience to beat him. But the guy is so strong, and then it's always coming.
I felt particularly the second part of the fight, Jeff controlled it and dictated it right through, and I felt that with that, you know, the decision comfortably ours.
114 to 114.
Many ringside observers and boxing writers felt Fenech had deserved to win that night.
No, I thought that I won it because, see, Fenech just throwing punches. You don't even care where the punch is going. You know, whether I'm blocking the punches or I'm dodging the punches, the judges have to see that. I mean, but he got me. He won the last round because he got me in the last round. You know, because I was so tired and weak. You know, and I think that's why he won the fight. And everybody that I fight, or everybody that I fought, if the fight went to the distance, they think they have to win the fight. They have done too much to win the fight, you know, because nobody can go to the distance with me. So if they manage to go all the distance with me, they think they won.
An immediate rematch was signed and set for March the 1st of 1992.
I said, okay, don't worry. I'll give you a rematch, you know, and then wherever you want the fight to take place, I'll be there. You know, if you want the fight to take place in Australia, I'll be there. Your mother can be the referee, and your father can be the judge, and your friends can be the supporters. I will knock you out.
Dr. Pacheco told us, he said, listen, you guys don't know the product you have. You don't know Azumah. Let me tell you today, you do not fight Azumah twice and win. If you fight Azumah, if you are going to win, you have to win the first time. But to beat Azumah the second time, no, it's not in Azumah's dictionary. So you don't fight Azumah twice. So you watch tomorrow what is going to happen at the arena.
If somebody is weak as I am, as I was before in the first fight, and you cannot knock me out, how can you beat me if I'm strong? You know, so that's why I said, no, I will knock him out. You know, this fight was the first fight. Because of the first fight, everybody was afraid in Ghana. Former President Jerry John Rawlings, you know, and he called me to the castle and he said, "Champ, are you sure you can beat this guy the way the first fight went?" I said, "It's not a problem at all. I'm going to knock him out." People say, "You're going because of the money?" I said, "No. I don't go because of the money. I'm going to knock him out." You know? And he said, "No, I believe in you." You know, the former president was my manager when I was amateur. You know, yeah. So I said, "No, I believe in you. If you say so, then I know you can do it." I said, "I'm going to do it." And he said, "Good luck."
Coming back from that round, I thought I saw a tired Azumah Nelson, and I started to, I suppose, feel at ease a little bit more, and I felt that's when I started to think that, gee, he could pull off a remarkable victory here.
So when we went to the sixth round, the way the fight was going, my brother was enjoying. He forgot that we got to the sixth round. So when we go into the seventh round, then he told me that, hey brother, this is 7th round and I 10. And I said, "But I told you to tell me 6th round. Now I cannot knock him out in 7. I'll knock him out in 8 because I have to set him up this round before I knock him out." You know, so I went in the 7th round and I set him up. And then I went to the 8th round and I take him out. You know, and every day since then, every time my brother is asking me, "How do you set him up?" I said, "That's why I'm a professor."
And that's exactly what Fenech wanted.
Azumah answered his critics with an emphatic victory, knocking Fenech out in round 8 of their rematch.
Yeah, I don't think we could come back from that, yeah.
That side of the face was so open, Steve. He had to take advantage, and he did. Azumah Nelson to the attack.
I can't beat him on points in Australia. There's no way. You know, I can knock him out 12 rounds. It can go down from 1st round to 12 rounds, but he'll still win if we go to the distance. So I went there purposely to knock him out.
Azumah Nelson knocks out Jeff Fenech here in the 8th round.
It was after this fight that Azumah became known as the Professor, because he said he would go to Melbourne and teach Fenech a lesson. And he did.
A master artist, a craftsman, Azumah Nelson.
When Azumah swings wildly and misses, he has to make him pay for it. And if you land, nice jab again by Calvin. See, he can take this round.
At the end of 1992, Azumah retained his world title with a 12-round decision over former world champion Calvin Grove.
A little bit of braveness for those couple of shots, and he's gone back to boxing intelligently again. He's no longer a target. Now he's back to boxing and being a ring gentleman. Nice to see that.
A little flash of confidence that he saw back in rounds 2 through 5. But he fought so well in. Big left hand. He's got Grove in trouble in the corner.
Another good uppercut.
Left hand.
You be stronger, baby.
Here, bad news is coming from Azumah.
Come on, go. Come on, Gabe, go. More, Gabe, more. Ruella's being urged on by Joe Goosen in the corner.
Goosen did everything but try to come up and tackle Azumah Nelson. Boy, anything you could possibly do, Goosen has done to win this fight for Spider. But
the globe-trotting champion at the start of 1993 then defeated future world champion Gabriel Reyes by a decision over 12 rounds in front of 120,000 fans in Mexico. The 120,000 fan turnout is the largest attendance ever for a boxing event.
And the WBC Super Featherweight Championship is history.
A 113, 115-130. Tommy Kazmarek scores the bout. Vio la pelea 115-114, 115-114 in favor of the winner, a favor del ganador, Azumah Nelson.
I've been cheated. That's all. So what? I give you a rematch.
Ruelas leaving the ring. Ruelas so upset.
On September the 10th, 1993, Azumah fought the first of his 4 fights with future world champion Jesse James Leyer. He was defending his title on the undercard of the Chavez versus Whitaker fight in San Antonio, Texas. At the end of the bout, it was announced that Azumah had lost his title. It was only once he had returned to the dressing room that he found out that the announcer had accidentally mixed up the scorecards and announced Leyer as the winner, when the result in fact was a draw, meaning that he had retained his title.
Castigando fuerte abajo con ese gancho a Azumah Nelson con una durísima derecha que llevaba malas noticias. Se la pudo quitar de encima Jesse James Leyer, que recosta con una tremenda derecha que envía la lona al campeón del mundo. En el intercambio, Leyer conectó un tremendo gancho de derecha que envía la lona a Azumah Nelson. Sorpresa en el segundo asalto.
Azumah and Leyer met for the second time on May the 7th, 1994. This time around, the announcer was right when he proclaimed Leyer the winner and the new world junior lightweight champion.
The winner and new
Nuevo campeón superpluma del Consejo Mundial de Boxeo, Jesse James Leyer, por decisión unánime.
After losing his title to Jesse James Leyer in 1994, Nelson recaptured the crown from Royas, who had in turn defeated Leyer. On December the 1st, 1995, Azumah knocked out Royas in round 5.
Now Nelson decides to gamble with it and fire some big shots. Nelson's punches are losing a little bit of their steam, I believe. Look at the roundhouse strikes by Ruelas. He's capable of so much more on the inside if he would work properly. Where does he see him this awkward for this long? Oscar, are you surprised that Ruelas...
When I give him the rematch, I say, I'll knock out in the 5th round. They start laughing, so you're crazy. You know, and then I came and knocked him out in the 5th round, and nobody talk.
He just does not get lost. Doesn't seem like he wants this right now. Very close to losing it all here. That's it. It's over. Range by Joe Goose. But I'll tell you what, that young man may not have wanted to continue. There's a lot of emotion in every ring.
And Azumah wants to go in for the kill.
And Leyer was hurt by a left body shot there too.
His first defence of his reclaimed title took place almost a year later, when he and Leyer had their 3rd bout.
Well, Leyer has been cut on many occasions and survived, including the last time these two fought.
There's that left uppercut that I told you about. Come on.
But this is a nasty cut, the blood flowing into Leyer's eyes.
You have to be very careful. Leyer is still a big, dangerous puncher.
Leyer considering whether to start unloading the kitchen against Azumah, because this cut may not give him many more chances in the bout.
Azumah, victorious this time, held on to his title, dispatching Leyer with a 6-round knockout.
Jim, I must say that I think the 2 losses are the main factor here. Because Leyer doesn't have the same confidence that he had before.
Yeah, but I also have to give Nelson credit.
Richard Steele cleaning up, and Azumah Nelson has the technical knockout.
Pelea en contra de Azumah Nelson.
In 1997, Azumah lost his title to Gennaro Hernandez when he was beaten on points over 12 rounds. In this bout, he was almost disqualified when he accidentally hit Hernandez on the head after the bell to finish round 7. Hernandez lay on the floor for several minutes. Credit must go to Hernandez, who chose to continue, allowing Azumah to lose his title under more honourable circumstances by way of the judge's decision.
Está lastimado el Chicarito Hernández. Parece que el golpe René fue en la tráquea, en la garganta.
In 1998, Azumah lost to Leia in their fourth and final bout. This also turned out to be Azumah's last bout. Both fighters were challenging for the less regarded IBA junior lightweight title. After this bout and 19 years as a professional fighter, Azumah figured his best days in boxing were behind him. After a glorious career and worldwide recognition, he finally retired in 1998, and his expedition throughout the boxing world came to an end shortly before he turned 40.
With God, all things are possible, and I believe in God. I know that one day, I'll come out from Bochum and build my own, staying in with my family.
The journey of one of Ghana's greatest sporting heroes ended back where it had started. Nelson, who grew up in Bochum, an impoverished part of Accra, had returned to his roots so that he could try to give back and help others. With that goal, one of helping fellow Ghanaians, he has set up the Azumah Nelson Foundation, which helps the underprivileged in Ghana by building homes, sports facilities, as well as putting in place other beneficial structures to assist and nurture talent in Ghana.
This foundation is something that is going to be the #1 in Africa, because first of all, the reason why I set these foundations, that is me, I like helping people, and I wish I can help everybody, but I believe that, no, I know I cannot do it all, I cannot help everybody, so the little that I can do, I'll do to help the people that I can help, and when I help people, I feel happy in my heart, and I feel some joy, and I have people that I've took up them to school, university. Some of them are doctors now, some of them are lawyers, and some of them are business people. Okay, time. I feel joy that I help somebody and the person have stand on his feet today. And it's a blessing which I believe, and I know that it's a blessing. And that's why God is still blessing me. So I'm going to go on this foundation, and I believe this foundation is going to be the best foundation in Africa.
The professor is a world champion. He's over like 3 times world champion. So I want to be under him to train me over all the experience he gets. And I'll focus on it. But I want to be a world champion, so I want to follow the champion.
Everybody can be a world champion if they have a good coach. I'm telling you. Because when you talk about toughness, I mean, we have it, You talk about intelligence, we have it. But we need the experience to push, and that's the lacking of our people.
Azumah Nelson is widely recognised by boxing fans and critics as the greatest fighter ever to come out of the coastal African nation of Ghana. He was selected to be included in the International Boxing Hall of Fame on January the 8th, 2004, and was inducted on June the 13th. Azumah finished his professional career with a record of 39 wins, 5 losses and 2 draws, with 28 knockout wins. The professor has taught and learned many lessons in and out of the ring. He showed people in Africa that they could achieve anything if they only had the zeal and persistence. He embodies the dream where an underdog rises to be the champion of the world. Nelson has always said he fought to defend his country every time that he stepped in the ring. He remains as popular as ever and is regarded as a living legend. Azumah Nelson, the professor, unforgotten hero from Bukum.
Obey ye, or Sabema, yes, ye, Fiada Monico.